Hello, and welcome to Big Bang Radio Spotlights. This is a show where we talk to independent artists from all around the world about their music and their process for making it. I'm your host, Nouran Shaban, and today I got to talk to Secret Sun. Without any further ado, here's the interview. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you guys. It's really nice to meet you guys. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, how would you guys describe your sound to someone who have never heard it before?
That's a good question because every songs have their own little sound signature, perhaps. But let's generally speaking, we can say that we are a nice blend of different genres, different music eras. So it's like there's a little. We are using some synths, that are capturing the sound, the essence of the 80s somehow. Our songwriting is quite based on the songs we used to hear in the 90s, the grunge music. We're quite related to that, and we like to kind of put all this together in a modern way. So something that would come out in the 2020s, for example.
So how would you say you guys got into music?
How did we start being musicians? Wow, that's such a cool question. I love that question. I started playing piano when I was 4 years old. My parents are huge music fans. They love actually classical music. So as a kid, I would play a lot of classical music. I played violin as well. I started at 7 on the violin. And then when I was a teenager, I discovered guitars and I fell in love with guitars. It was like a huge thing for me. Like all throughout my teenage years, I would play guitar all the time. And then I realized that I could sing, so you play guitar and at some point you just sort of start singing. And at first I didn't really think I had a voice or anything, but eventually I really started to enjoy singing. I think a lot of people enjoy singing. I mean, such a big thing, singing. I mean, just the shows on TV with the people singing. It's like, it's such an enjoyable thing to do. And so I got into singing, and then I started taking singing classes, and then I started taking sort of myself more seriously as a singer. And then I met Simon and we made these records. So that's how I learned. That's how I got into music. But it was instantly I loved playing music and listening to music. And what about you, Simon?
Well, I have a similar. Well, I'll make it shorter, but I got into the guitar pretty early. Like as soon as I hit high school, I was attracted by this instrument. I was trying to play stuff that I was enjoying at the time. So even some Metallica, I started like learning how to play One by Metallica, and I was pretty excited to learn it by myself somehow. And then I kept playing, composing, having bands, and and at some point I met Anne-Marie, and I had those melancholic songs that I wanted to share with someone because I'm not a lyrics writer much. So and she enjoyed the melodies, so we kind of put some demos together, and we wrote our first songs that is called Passing Cars. That came out a couple of years ago, and we felt like we were onto something interesting, so we kept writing together, and we made that first record called Cold Coast. That was we were pretty proud of what came out of that process, so we kept going, and Winter Love came together a couple of years after. But music is part of. I'm also a music supervisor on the side, or I mean, this is my day job too. So I love music. I love putting music to picture. I love creating music. I love listening, discovering music. So I kind of arrange my life around music. So hope it's gonna last.
That's really cool. That's amazing. So I find that the name of your band, Secret Sun, is very, very creative. Could you tell us how was what was the inspiration behind the creation of that name?
We found that name a while ago, but I think we made like a short list of names, and one of our friends said, Secret Sun, that's kind of cool. And then the more we thought about it, the more we thought it was sort of apropos, because I'm kind of like I think we all have a light inside of us. To us, Secret Sun is sort of the things that we have inside that are bring us joy, basically. So to me, that's the way I see the name of our band. A lot of people, I guess, see it maybe as like an astronomical phenomenon or something like that. We also liked the epic aspect of our name. So the fact that it's sort of like, it's like larger than life, we like that, because the songs that we make sometimes can be sort of overly exuberant. So I think the name sort of fits with the music.
So you guys came up with a few records recently. The recent one was Winter Love, which was a really, really great record. Could you tell us a little bit about the process of this record, the creation of it?
Well, we did a lot of songs. We wrote a lot of songs after the Cold Coast, and so the process usually is that Simon writes the music. So he sort of writes a melody, and so melody for the vocals and and sort of the chords, and then he hands it over to me, and then I sit and think about lyrics, and then I record the lyrics, and then sort of work on the lyrics, and that's how we write songs, basically. So it's like a two-step thing. So Simon starts, and then I sort of finish the song. And
Yeah.
that's the way we've always worked.
But for this second record, we had a couple of shows. We toured a little bit with Cold Coast, and we kind of figured out that Cold Coast was much more like a laptop, like bedroom-oriented produced album. So we were like, oh, now would be a good time, because we playing those songs in front of people. We were like, well, it would be great if the second album would kind of carry that energy and so it would make that the transposition easier later down the road for live concerts. So once we had a couple of great songs together on the computer, we rent a studio and we invited musicians, and we started laying down the foundation of these new songs with some real musicians so we were able to improve the grooves, improve the soulful quality of the music. So it was important for us to give it a go and start fresh in studio with some real playing attitude. So this is the main difference from album 2 and 1. So I feel like once we're going to hit the road again, it's going to be much easier to adapt those songs.
What would you say is your favorite song in this record?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think it depends on the mood, but I really like a bunch of songs that are sort of far down on the record. I like the last song, the song called Boy Wonder. I really like that song. I think the ending is really my favorite part of the record, one of my favorite parts of the record.
We definitely need some positive energy.
Positive energy, yeah.
Nowadays, so it feels like our upcoming songs will probably reflect that need.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan of our instant classic song that is quite doing well right now on Spotify, because it was added to a nice indie all-star playlist, and it helping us so much. It makes a huge difference. It's gathering so many, people are being directed to our Spotify band page because of that. And but from the moment we composed that song and make it work in studio, I was like, wow, that one was special, and it's great to see it perform out there. And
Awesome, awesome. So when it comes to like an idea of a song for you guys to create, like how long does it usually take for you guys to do that?
Well, for me, the idea, because I'm the one that writes the lyrics, and Simon can talk about how long it takes him to write a musical song. But for the lyrics, it really varies. Sometimes I can spend months trying to figure out what I want to say on a certain song or what I want to evoke on a certain song. So it's like very much sort of introspection. It's like digging into your sort of unconscious. But sometimes it's really sort of vivid. Like I sort of have an idea and it sort of comes out of me really quickly. So it's very sort of variable. Like the title track, for instance, Winter Love, we had the idea for sort of the phrase, we thought like, hey, winter love is kind of cool, kind of a neat idea as opposed to summer love. And and then sort of the song came out right away.
Absolutely, I agree. So I know in the music world there can be a lot of discouragement, like because some artists can just stop the industry because of discouragement they get. So what's the one thing that keeps you guys motivated to keep going in the music world?
That's a really good, you really have a lot of really good questions. What keeps us motivated? I think for me, it's just something that I've always done, played music and written music. And so it's like, I can't imagine living my life without writing music or writing something, or like there's this need inside of me to create things or music songs. So it's like I can't help myself basically. But you're right, the music industry is a complicated industry, and it has its ups and downs, has really high highs and sort of really low lows. But I think as much as, I mean, whether or not we succeed, I think we're still going to keep making music.
We really appreciate you guys. Your music is amazing, and we appreciate you guys having the time to talk to us. But before we go, real quick, what do you guys hope to achieve in this year, in 2021?
Oh, what do we hope to achieve this year? I think we're going to try and record some more songs, because I mean, we can't play shows, so we're working on some songs, and we'll see. What, I don't want to say anything that I'm gonna regret saying, but I think by the end of the year we're going to try and see if we can release a few more songs.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. And where can our listeners find you guys and your music?
Well, we're on all the streaming platforms. I guess Spotify would be a nice place to get our
Find us,
to discover. Yeah, to find us. Sorry, our Bandcamp is also a nice nice way to discover our music. We got some great plays out there too. So, but we are on Apple Music. I mean, every platforms.
We have videos on YouTube. We have the live videos on YouTube.
That's right.
Recorded this fall. So if you want to check that out, that's cool. And we have some vinyls of Winter Love. We have vinyl. I don't know if you guys love vinyls down there, but in Montreal, there's a phenomenon where people are getting turntables and buying a lot of vinyls. So anyway, we made a vinyl, so you can get that online on the Bandcamp.
Thanks to Secret Sun for sitting down with us and talking all about their music. If you want to see more interviews just like this, you can go to facebook.com/Studio67NCC, youtube.com/NashCom College, or you can find us on Instagram at Studio67NCC. Thank you all for watching. I'm Nouran Shaban, and remember to stay positive.